Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to take a look at the Hell Fighter 17. So this Hell Fighter 17 unit recently got a ZZA as part of the sub EZA for the Super 17 Extreme Z Battle. I will link it down in the description below. But yeah, essentially he got his sub EZA. It's pretty decent. He is an int and physical type key lead of 90%, which isn't so interesting. He does raise his super attack for one turn and also has a medium chance to stun the enemy, which is pretty good. In terms of passive, it's pretty good. It's attack and defense of 120% with an additional defense of 120% when he performs a super attack, or allies receive 2 key and attack and defense of 25%. He will also gain an additional attack of 170% when there is another ally whose name includes number 17 attacking in the same turn. So pretty interesting overall. In terms of links, we've got Android Assault, Fear and Faith, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Shocking Speed, GT, and Fierce Battle. But in terms of categories, we are massively limited, sitting with only androids, artificial life forms, and target Goku. An unfortunate side effect of the androids, well, of this Hell Fighter 17 is that he's not even on Siblings Bonds. He's not on, GT bosses. He's very limited in terms of category, but overall he looks pretty good. And a very important thing for him is that he's basically a supplement to the Super 17 units and the artificial life forms category, giving a lot of support to a category that needs a bit of support for linking. And also he has a great link set that pairs up really well with Super 17 units who've kind of been dying for a very, very good linking partner. So although he is severely limited, he is actually very, very good. And we'll take a look at that now. An important thing to note with him is that he gains a lot of defense on his super. So he'll start with decent defense, but he will gain quite a lot on super as well. So you do need to just keep that in mind. Here we can see he has close to 110,000. Now my unit has 3 dupes in him, which is obviously mainly... a lot of people should have a couple dupes in him. He's been around for a while. I have 3 dupes in him. I do not have a lot of links or anything like that. We can see he hits about 1.5 million, which is okay. His defense at that point would have been above 200,000, which is very, very good. And he is providing the rest of the rotation key and support. So he's doing a lot of work there. Obviously pairing him with a 17 unit, and when they say 17 they mean the Super 17, Android 16, 17 and 18, any unit that literally has the hashtag 17 in its name will qualify for this passive. So that's one good thing. Secondly, also you can kind of run him as a floater because he gains defense on super. Running him as just a support for androids and artificial life forms and target Goku is more than fine. And then of course, another really kind of important thing about him is just making sure that you get that Super 17 link up or activate that 17 portion. As long as you do that, he'll do a lot of damage, and you should be able to do that nowadays pretty easily. But even if you don't activate the full extent of his attack, it's not really needed. So we can see here the defense has gone up a little bit. That's because of links like Android Assault. And yeah, we don't have like any support or anything on this rotation, but we are going to still see a pretty good attack stat out of him. So you remember he got 1.5 last turn, so we'll take a look at what he gets here, but he should get quite a lot higher. 2.8 million, so that's with no support, no anything. Very, very good. Hits the additional super attack and then gets 3 mils, so very, very good. This is a 3 dupe unit, and if you do have dupes in them, I do suggest that you build crit mainly, but it's going to depend on what role you want them to take in your team. If you want them to just provide utility and support, or maybe act as a form of defensive unit, then sticking additionals on him is going to be better, because you're going to have more chance to activate the stun, and you're going to enable him to stack up on his defense, at least for that one turn as a floating unit. If you are looking to maximize his offensive capabilities, you have another 17 unit in every single rotation. Then you are going to want to go for crit, because that's going to maximize his very beefy attack stats. The only shame about this guy, honestly, is just that he's not on more categories. The way he's built means that he has great flexibility in terms of being run as a, second or third slot unit. I wouldn't ideally run him as a first slot unit, mainly just because there is realistically no point, because he gains a very large sum of defense on his super. So by running him as a first slot unit, you are opening yourself up to a bit of damage, but by running him in second, third, or pretty much any other rotational slot in the team, you're going to be able to get the most out of him. Honestly, great unit. Have no issues with him. Link set is pretty decent. It's nice and variable. He has GT for obviously the GT category. He has Fear and Faith, which is a decent extreme key link. He also has Shocking Speed as well. In terms of links, Fierce Battle is pretty good. Brutal Beatdown's okay. Nightmare is okay. And Android Assault helps him a little bit on Android's teams. But for the most part, you're going to want to pair this guy up on whatever team you have as Super 17. So if you're running Super 17 on Android, you want to pair this guy up with him. If you're running Super 17 on Artificial Life Forms, you want to pair this guy up with him. If you're running him on Target Goku, you want to pair him up with him. If you are not running a Super 17, you can still absolutely run this unit on all three of those categories, but your main focus will be running him as a floater. The main reason being is then you don't have to care so much about prioritizing the attack portion of his passive, and you can instead focus solely on the benefits he gives from his 2 keys, 25% attack and defense, and his very, very, very good after super defense. You can see here that there are a couple options if you kind of go through his link sets, but realistically speaking, Otherworld Cells not too great, obviously requiring Otherworld units. Janemba, no meshing on categories, same with the free-to-play Frieza. So it does cause him some problems. His issue is not his link set, but his lack of categories. Like, his link set actually enables him to link with a very large amount of units. He can link with Sin Shenron, Omega Shenrons, but again, they're not on GT. Well, he is not on GT bosses, which is a real shame because GT bosses actually, with its, the Ultimate Clash LR and things like that, it's actually really cool if they could, add this 17, because it would have really helped out that category. But that's realistically his only issue. There's no other issue with this unit except for the fact that he has very limited categories. His categories are so limited that there's no need to run him through 2 Dokkan events or showcase him on other teams, because his teams are so similar, being the Androids, Artificial Life Forms, and Target Goku teams. Of course, you can link him up with something like the Physical Boo. It's not really suggested, but there is a little bit of link meshing between the two of them there, at least 3 links, which is okay. But it mainly just allows him to function as a support on the Artificial Life Forms team. But yeah, that's pretty much it. His best linking partner is Super 17 by a very, very long way. So that's kind of the guy you want to link him up with if you are prioritizing him as a main unit. On the Androids team, there are a couple other options that are decent. They're not going to be spectacular, but they are going to be decent, or at least good enough that you can mesh them up together, or if they are in sync on a rotation, you're not losing too much. But that is pretty much going to be it from me. So let me know what you guys think. Have you awakened him? Have you awakened the AGL counterpart? Have you used them in any content? The viability endgame wise, especially with dupes, is very, very good for this unit. So I highly suggest you do try him out. He'll definitely help out the 3 categories he's on. But that's going to be it from me. So yeah, but let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, because it does really, really help me out quite a bit. And I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on the INT Hell Fighter 17 and how you feel he's improved Super 17 if you do have him. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, bye.